One of the biggest lessons that I've learned over my lifetime is that the more distance you put between you and someone you can't stand makes you not hate them as much. Eventually you forget all the things that hurt you from that person. Or at least they only come out every once in a while. They only feel like fire every now and then, as opposed to seeing the person all the time and feeling as though you're laying on a stove. And the distance between you and I, Mom, has been very nice. But I can't now shake, while sitting here, the fact that you helped Miranda leave this town and start a whole new life and set her up. When I needed this, when I accidentally got pregnant. You treat Miranda more like your own daughter than me. But of course you'll call me sensitive or whatever terrible term you have for someone who feels something. And that's fine. My only question today is what brought you out of the shadows to sit in front of me when everyone's been wondering where the hell you've been.
I don't owe my face to anyone. You're lucky I'm here today.
I know you don't. No one does. I'm just curious what brought you out. Why now, all of a sudden? If you don't want to tell me, then I really don't know why you're here, because I'm, as terrible as I'm doing okay. Just like I was getting through my grandson's funeral, which you didn't show up to, and frankly, I don't need you as a mother. But what brought you out?
I'm keeping an eye on Brian Montgomery. We all know the truth about his situation. And I don't think he's going to give up.
Okay. I'm well aware. I'm privy to all this stuff, unfortunately. What do you suggest? How do we handle that?
I'm debating on whether or not we should tell Joey that he's the father so that Brian can leave Miranda alone.
Okay, well, the tricky thing about that is can't prove it at this point, right? I don't think you have the evidence anymore. You stepped down. There's no way to prove he's not the father, so the second that you claim this, it's just opening another can of worms that complicates everyone's life, including your precious little Miranda.
For the first time since your son was born, I feel as though he's changed. And maybe it would be better for Miranda to have him as the father than a crazed Brian Montgomery.
Am I allowed to say my opinion, or am I still just a stupid teenager who got pregnant by accident and ruined her mother's life, making her a grandma too early or whatever?
You're right. I no longer have access to the records. I don't have copies either. But the second that the accusation is out there, you can't deny it anymore. It's better to make the man's life a living hell rather than let him go and try to find Miranda.
Okay, well, in my opinion, I understand your man, Brian Montgomery. I'm sorry for the sarcasm, but you helped him in the past. You guys were buddy-buddy at times, inspecting my car and whatnot. It's weird to hear you going against him, but I digress. I know all the years I've been obsessed with grandchildren, and the fact that I have one out there, I should be pouncing at the opportunity to change her diapers. But just like I've told everyone else, I don't want Joey's life to be ruined. I like that he has no connection to Miranda. I want him to move on. Possibly start a life with Melissa. So I would vote against telling Joey that he's the father and opening that can of worms. We're all doing okay. The only issue is Brian and Miranda. But that has nothing to do with any of us.
Speak your mind.
Like I said, you were the one that was buddy-buddy with this man in the past. I know. For all I care, and I mean this, you could kill him. Get rid of him if he's being a pain in the ass to you. He's not actually Charlotte's father. So I don't feel like I'm hurting a baby by saying that. I don't give a rat's ass about that man. I made my deal with him, but that's just to keep my life peaceful. Couldn't care less about any of the Montgomerys.
Well, I agree. It's better for everyone. The problem is Brian. He's the only one making the situation difficult. So I wanted to bring this to your attention, to possibly spare his life. Because if Brian comes close to Miranda, I'm not going to have any restraints.
Well, I'll end this discussion by saying that it is nice that you were going to give Joey a chance and you think that he's changed. Because he has. I am proud of my son for once. That is the truth. But I don't want him knowing that he's a father to Charlotte. I don't want him thinking of Miranda at all. The fact that he went to go help her is ridiculous, but at least he got his little revenge.
Last resort. Because as of right now, I don't think he's gonna find her. It's if he does. I'm not tolerating her life getting messed up again.
Yeah, so pretty much, right? Cameras stop rolling, and you know how it goes. You know how production goes. They say, all right, we're gonna do this, that, that. And I was like, nah, no cameras. Just me and him, right? So he agrees with that, Brian, right? He said, yeah, no cameras, we go fight. Oh my God, what happened? Were you scared? Yeah, I was. And I wasn't, before the camera stopped rolling, I admitted it to him. You know, I said like, yo, I'm scared, you know? It's not every day you get into a fist fight. Not every day you get into a fist fight where you're like agreeing to it and it's just gonna start, right? So, you know, I said that to him. And I told him don't mistake my fear for, you know, not knowing what I'm doing, this and that. Beside the point. Production steps out. It's me and Brian. Okay, we're looking at each other in the eyes. I'm shaking a little bit, and you know, he steps toward me, and I threw a right hook right to his chin. And like the second that it connected, you know, like he took a few steps back, and I realized like it wasn't the type of punch that didn't work, you know? Like I always thought like, yo, if I hit someone, it ain't gonna like do nothing, right? I'm gonna do it wrong. But I could tell just by the way he was looking, it worked. Like for real. So and then I'm standing there a little bit like, you see what's happening? This is happening. I'm still like nervous, but it's kind of going away. He locks eyes with me and like goes to swing. And in boxing, you know, in jail, everything, you know, I learned duck, you know, duck this way, duck that way. He misses. by the grace of God, this man misses, and I hit him with an uppercut. I was going for the stomach, but I was like, nah, I'm gonna just go for the chin. On everything, on God. Right there. Stumbles back. Then I hit him in the stomach. And for the briefest second, me and him lock eyes. And he's like looking at me like, yo, what the F? Like and that's when I wasn't scared no more. You know what I mean? I elbowed him at that point. And then I elbowed him again. His back is against the Airbnb fridge. That was when his back hit that thing. It was like he got like a burst of energy. It was like a fight or flight. And I don't know. A demon possessed him. That's when his energy picked up and he started to really come at me. And he clocks me. Like, well, he doesn't clock me. He puts his hand around my neck. He's choking me out. He tries to turn me around to get me in like a back chokehold, I guess. Like at this point he ain't playing. He's pissed off. I guess he's thinking about like Charlotte or whatever. I wasn't like anticipating chokeholds, you know what I mean? I brought my Stanley, right? My Stanley cup. And it's on the kitchen boat right in front of me. I'm in this chokehold and I feel myself fading, and I know I have one swing here. And I clock him with the Stanley. And at that point, I don't give an F. He choked me, kind of felt a little dirty. I took the Stanley and I bashed him over the head with it. And I bashed him over the head again, several times until he fell. I checked his pulse. I made sure he was breathing. He was alive when I left. And that was it. Well, I'm proud of you. I'm really sorry you had to go through that. I hope it never happens again. Glad you didn't get hurt. Shouldn't be fighting in the first place. I really thought you were gonna lose. I know you had your doubts, but you really thought like I was just gonna lose like 1, 2, 3? I mean, can you blame me for thinking that? The last time you fought him, you looked pretty bad. Like he really did a number on you, you know? Like I trusted you, but I just didn't have faith that you were gonna be able to pull it off. You know, whenever I bring up Miranda, I don't directly compare you, and I don't like put you down directly. I may say things that don't come out right, and I may not watch my tongue a lot, but what you just said is like, it's almost derogatory, just saying your boyfriend would lose instantly like that. Alright, Joey, relax, baby. I didn't mean to make you feel insecure. I was just talking. I didn't think I'd hit a nerve like that. You won. You know, you shouldn't feel insecure right now, and I didn't mean to make you feel that way. I'm not insecure. I won the fight. Any black eyes right now? Busted lip? Scrapes on my knuckles? Nothing. I won. I have nothing to be insecure about. You know what I mean? Alright, but Joey, I misread emotions sometimes, like you do. And I'm not always good with dealing with situations like this. But I can tell right now, you're clearly getting worked up. Like you are being a little insecure. You know? Like, I just made a single comment. At the end of the day, you won the fight. There's no reason to feel bad or whatever. You don't need to overcompensate. I believe everything you're telling me. I'm proud of you. Yeah, because, bro, this man's always had something over me. You know, like, for months, it's always been Brian over Joey. Miranda, I love him, and he does this. Well, like, he's always been favored over me. Here I am, traveled to Montana, and I whooped his ass. Like a movie. You know, like I really won. Flat. And then I come home and you were sitting there thinking like I was really gonna get washed. You're supposed to like, I'm your man, you know? I just don't understand why you're getting so defensive. I didn't really say anything all that bad. You know, I've said like worse. I've said really hurtful things to you in the past, like with no filter, way worse. But this is like setting you off. So I don't get it. You know what? You're right. I'm getting worked up over this for no reason. And I'm sorry about that. I'm gonna sit down. Alright, but Joey, is there something that you want to like get off your chest? Is something bothering you? Like underneath the surface that you need to talk about? I don't know. I feel like there is. And I don't know why. I beat this man up. I've been thinking about doing that for a long time. Like, I just wanted my revenge on him. It was embarrassing walking through life with the cameras and stuff and everyone knowing that this man beat me up. And I finally beat him up. And we're like even. And I'm still like empty. The only thing that's changed in the last 48 hours or whatever, however long you've been gone, is Miranda being in the equation. I know you have your grief with Junior, but the way I saw you on the floor in the kitchen, it's a different mood than what you're feeling. Right now I sense like angst and anger and pent up something. So is it like Miranda? Listen, I don't want to... Really, I'm talking to you as like a coherent civil girlfriend. I'm not getting insecure about it. I'm just asking you because maybe it is. Maybe there's an underlying something that involves Miranda that's causing you to like lash out at me. And I just want to like uncover that in an adult way. I don't know. Maybe deep down. Yeah. I feel like I just saved her in a way. Like I put Nanny Agatha onto Brian. Now she can stop him from bothering her. Me and her lost a kid. And like I'm helping her. And I'm over here grieving. I can't get over that she's over me. And I'm sorry to say that to you because I'm deeply in love with you. But it's like the second I think of her, I feel like she owes me something. The woman divorced me and took my son, and we have no tie to one another anymore, yet I still feel like she owes me something. Is that normal? Do I need to see a therapist? You know, we've always gone over my dating history in the past and who I dated and my breakups and stuff. But have you ever been in like a really bad breakup outside of Miranda? Every relationship before and after her, excluding you, was never serious. It was just like physical fun here and there, whatever. So I guess nah. She's really the only relationship where I've had to deal with someone leaving me. And it still kills me. I still feel like I'm working for her and care. Like, I guess it just bothers me that here I am, like, going out of my way to make sure she's okay. And I'm doing all this work and then stopping Brian like I'm a vigilante. She doesn't even know and she doesn't even care. Like, how can someone just forget about you like that? How can she erase me from her life so easy? Just because she's gone silent doesn't mean that she's forgotten about you. I went silent on you. I stopped talking to you. But never did I stop thinking about you. Never did I stop wanting to be with you. I think you were her addiction. You were very bad for her at a point in time, And everyone was telling her, get off him. You know what I mean? Like, kick the habit. She was addicted to you at one point, Joey, as was I. But you should know more than anyone that when you have an addiction and to break it, you have to stay away from that thing. It's a good way to put it. I didn't think of it like that. You know, you should pat yourself on the back that you're able to, like, console me and talk about Miranda without getting worked up. It made me feel better, and you didn't get insecure. I'm proud of you for that. Not that it matters, but thank you for listening. I'm grateful to have you. And I'm sorry to let this woman still rent out space in my brain. You lost the child with her, it's okay. I understand. At least you and me can go to bed tonight knowing we did our best and we did good by people. And we should be grateful that we get to go to bed together at all.